Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's destination seminar. We have a special guest with you today. We're going to be talking about Belize, and Jorge is going to be telling you everything about Belize as well. For the ones that are in Texas, you will be meeting Jorge and Steven next week or in 2 weeks on our Texas sales mission. So they're going to tell you about a little bit about Gaïa and Matachica as well. But today is all about learning Brazil, or sorry, Belize. Sorry. Just a reminder, after this, we're done with this, we will have a quiz today with a chance to win a $50 gift card. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat and we have someone that will be answering those questions. So now I would like to introduce Jorge. Welcome. And if everyone can just make sure to mute yourself if you're not muted. Jorge, take it away.
All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jorge, like how Josh mentioned earlier. I'm from Belize, like how he's saying Creole, out of Belize. So today we'll be learning a little bit about my little country, which is unbelievable, but beautiful, and you'll get to know a little bit of everything that we have to offer in our small little country. So let me kick it off with Belize as a destination. Where is Belize? It might be closer than what you think. Belize is one of the youngest countries in the Caribbean, but geographically, it's located in Central America. Um, Everything starts with Belize being a British colony, and we got our independence in 1981, which makes us one of the youngest countries in Central America, in the Americas, to be independent. So we were once called British Honduras. Um, Everything is structured around the British ways, the imperial system. The official language is English, so we're the only English-speaking country in the Caribbean. Uh, our main also languages are also English, which is the official, but we also speak Spanish, Creole, Garifuna. When it comes to the currency, we have Belizean dollars, which converts to $1 to Belize dollars. And the major credit cards that are accepted are Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discovery. Belize has one of the smallest population in the entire Americas, with almost just a little bit 400,000 people. So imagine that's sort of like the size of New Jersey, but with so much little people around. So the capital is one of also the smallest capital cities in the world, which is called Belmopan. So just to put it into context, we're very, very small in size and also in population. And it's also way closer than what you think. So for you folks in the US and Canada, I have a little map here for you guys to sort of context and know. We have direct flights coming in almost daily, but the major hubs usually are Houston, Miami, Atlanta, and of course, we have the seasonal flights that go from San Francisco, Seattle, New York, Montreal. Right now, for the folks who might want to send people from Europe over to Belize, there's also a hub where you get to Montreal, direct to Belize. All right. And if anybody sends people from South America, Panama is the hub where we use Copa Airlines. But it's really, really closer than what you think, and it makes it really, really easy to travel to Belize. All right. So just for you to have a little context on Belize itself, uh, Belize, whenever you land, if you're coming through the international airport, you would land to Belize City. All right. And later on, I'll discuss my two properties, and you have the two stars there. Matachica is located on Ambergris Caye, and Gaïa Riverlodge is located in the western side of Caye district. So Belize itself is diversified into six major districts, the northern, and then you go all the way to the southern. So we have a lot of different people out, different cultures, different backgrounds, which I'll be explaining to you in a few. Um, but one thing that makes Belize very, very interesting as a tropical destination, and I'm sure that this is something that your clients would love, it's that Belize is boasts the second largest barrier reef in the entire world, and is the largest in the Western Hemisphere. Here, people come for a lot of things, whether it be diving, fishing, snorkeling, or just laying off on the beach. Belize is a destination for it. Belize is also very well known for the Great Blue Hole. It's a diverse bucket list. This is a sinkhole 400 feet down. However, you're only allowed to dive 130 feet. But the entire reef system, it's a UNESCO protected site where you will be encountering a lot of different fish, dolphin, manatees, a lot of marine life such as turtles, eagle rays, and different types of sharks as well. A lot of people are interested in that. We actually have one of our major tours off the coast of Ambergris Caye where people go to snorkel with sharks, which I'll explain to you guys a little bit later. But also a lot of people come to Belize for fishing. It's very, very well known for different type of fishing, such as reef fishing, where you can get a lot of snappers, barracudas, jacks. Also, we have deep sea fishing. We actually have a tournament later on the year where people come and get the big sailfish, the yellowfin tuna fish, the wahoo. And also an upcoming thing that's also coming is the fly fishing. They have this grand slam where you catch the tarpon, the permits, and the bonefish. But this is like more of a sports one, which is the catch and release. So it's very, very interesting that people come to Belize, not only for the snorkeling or the diving, but fishing is an upcoming thing that's been coming up. And as I mentioned, almost any other water activities that you might think about, we have it. Adding to this, Belize is also known for its mainland. So around 60% of Belize's forest is under conservation, which makes Belize a destination that is very green, and sustainability is part of our DNA. So you will find a lot of lush tropical jungles, a nice preserved rainforest. But apart from that, you will find a lot of the flora and fauna that comes along with it, which Belize actually has the largest jaguar wildlife conservation in southern Belize. And apart from that, we do have a lot of things that you might be able to enjoy. There are people that want to do a lot of the birding, people that want to do a lot of the sightseeing, but also the adventures that come along with it. Zip lining, cave tubing, Mayan ruins. In Belize's culture, Mayan ruins is something very big, which I'll explain in a little moment. But you will get to see a lot of the spider monkeys, toucans, stoppers. It's vast when it comes to wildlife, and Belize is up there when it comes to conservation. And as I mentioned, lots of activities that includes. Actually, this is one of my favorite pictures. The toucan is actually the national bird of Belize, but we do have a lot of horseback riding, rivers, cave systems, waterfalls, and then now I put in this one because Belize has one of the a lot of Mayan temples. Belize is very well known for its Mayan culture. So culturally, Belize was once a part of the large Mesoamerican Maya region, and Belize boasts a lot of Mayan temples close in the mainland, and close to Gaïa. We have this picture here is Shunantanich, which is in Maya for the Maiden Temple, and then 45 minutes close to Gaïa, we have Caracol, which is the largest Mayan temple in Belize. And when I mention why it's important to us is because you come to a small country in Belize, and the ratio of the guests to the staff is very small. So sometimes you would go to these stores, and there is really it could only be you that's standing right in front of the Mayan temples. So it makes it very interesting because sometimes I visited other touristy places around the different parts of the world, and you can barely take a picture. You come with us, sometimes it's only you or your family that's there, and it especially if you're with your guide, they can give you an entire session about Belize and how the Mayas used to dominate this area. what was once part of Belize, Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras. And right next to the border with us, there is Tikal, which is one of the most famous Mayan temples in Guatemala. And then, of course, there's Antigua, Guatemala. A lot of European travelers would also come and do either Cancun or the Riviera Maya, or they would do Guatemala, stay in Antigua, which is a UNESCO heritage city, and then they would come to Belize because as a destination, we're small. But like I said, we have a vast array of things that we do offer. And because we're a British colony, English has stuck to our culture, which makes it very interesting and also easy for everybody to tag along. When I speak about the culture as well, I also wanted to know that Belize also has many other cultures, including the Creole, the Mestizo. I myself am Mestizo, which is a mix of the Mayan with the Spaniards that came in and invaded Belize centuries ago, but also the Garifuna. They came in Belize and settled in Belize in the southern part, and they brought along their culture from the Caribbean, which makes it extra special for me because, especially when it comes to Belize, I always give this anecdote. Belize is located, like I mentioned, geographically, it's in Central America. However, everything, our education, our government, everything is sort of part of the Caribbean community. So when a lot of people ask us, are you guys from Central America or the Caribbean? I say, we belong to both of them, even though if you ask somebody from the Caribbean, is Belize part of the Caribbean? They would say no. If you ask somebody from Central America, if Belize is part of Central America, they say no. But yet we belong to both of them. And that's where the cultural explosion comes in. And the food as well makes it very interesting because we take that cultural part from both sides. The national dish is actually rice and beans with stewed chicken and potato salad and fried plantains. But we also have like our own version of tamales, which, tamales is very much Latin America. However, we have our own twist to it. So if you ever come to Belize, you're going to really taste the different flavors of the Caribbean and Latin America. There is always, if your guests also come over, a lot of people are also afraid to eat different foods, all of that. Believe me, when you come to Belize, you can eat street food all the way along from the barbecues along the street side. Where in the Caye district, there is a very famous barbecue spots all along the road, but there's a specific one that we always like to take our guests when we're driving there because they give them the barbecue in flour tortillas, and the guests are eating it raw with their hands, which makes it very interesting. And I feel like I've never seen somebody devour a piece of chicken with their bare hands, but it's part of it's part of being in a small little country where everybody's friendly, and we want to make sure that people enjoy a little bit of our culture and our food. And like I said, the Mayan influence has a lot because they bring everything, and they as part of their culture, they used to make everything from scratch, how we say it here in Belize. And they were into pottery making, they were into chocolate making. The southern part of Belize is very well known for its cacao production. And Belize actually exports a lot of chocolate even to Europe. So there's places where you can get chocolate making classes, but also the even coffee. Coffee is also becoming something that's very well known. And in the mainland, that's where you get to see all of these experiences there, right? So major events in Belize, I just thought it would be a little bit interesting if you want to know a little bit about us. So we have a food and music festival, a yoga international festival, chocolate festival, mango fest, lobster fest, made in Belize expo. Actually, the lobster fest is one of the most interesting ones in the islands and the coast part of Belize. So they would do a we call it a block party, and then they would have music, and they would have different stalls selling different types of lobster. And this year, Matachica participated in the Lobster Fest, and they would actually do judging of the different plates, and Matachica won the best dish. So just so you know, and just a heads up, lobster fest is very big in Belize, but we take it serious, like I would say. We also have the Garifuna Settlement Day, art festival, um, birding, reef week, and the fishing one, which I mentioned earlier, which is a deep sea tournament. Key takeaways about our country: we are a very low population density, um, lots of attractions, lots of things to see, experiential. Whenever it comes to the reef, water adventure, to sailing, catamarans, all of that is something that Belize offers. But then, like I mentioned, the mainland is also really, really beautiful because of its greenery, its forests, its flora, fauna, everything that you can think about when it comes to adventure. Belize has that. And if we don't, we'll make it happen for you guys. So that's one thing that another thing that I wanted to mention again, the currency is never an issue. Even if you bring the US cash to Belize, you can always use it and they will trade it as a 2-to-1. So you don't never need to actually change your US dollars. All right. So now we go to our next destination, Matachica. Matachica has been my personal home for the past 16 years. And it's in my heart and it's part of my DNA as well. So Matachica is a small boutique hotel. We have 33 units and villas. I'm actually in one of them right now. But I have a list of the different categories we have here. But you know, you can always ask Alex on the different categories on availability. And I have some pictures here of some of the different locations. All of them are thatched roof casitas. They're all individual casitas. ACs in the room, just as I mentioned, no Wi-Fi, no TVs. We try to disconnect everybody whenever they come to Matachica. Matachica is located 5 miles north of the coast of Ambergris. So for you and your guests, whenever they arrive in Belize City, Belize International Airport, there are two options. Whenever you arrive, you either can take a puddle jumper flight, which is just 15 minutes away from the Belize International Airport. And they have two options, either Tropic Air or Maya Island Air, where you will land at the San Pedro Airport. Or if your guest decides that some guests are afraid of the flights, the little flights, so there's the water taxi option. However, the water taxi would need to take a shuttle to Belize City, and to Belize City, then they would take a water taxi. And the water taxi takes approximately 1.5 hours. Whichever way your guest decides to take, either the boat or the airplane, there will always be a captain or a driver picking you up at whichever spots and then bringing you over to Matachica. Coming over will bring you over on a small boat. It's a 10 minutes boat ride, which is one of the most beautiful boat rides that you'll get because it's right in front of the reef. And you will be welcome to Matachica with a welcome cocktail of your choice. When you land, you will also land at San Pedro town, which is part of Ambergris. San Pedro is very well known. A lot, they call it La Isla Bonita, and it was made very famous by the son from Madonna, La Isla Bonita. So you'll always hear that when you guys are here in Belize. All right. The casitas now. The casitas, whenever you rent them, they're all individual. Most of them are one king bed each. However, we do have options when families would come. And just a reminder, Matachica and Gaïa both are adults only. So it's the minimum age is 16 and up. So sometimes families would come with their older kids to Matachica. And what is included? So it's included with the room, continental breakfast. And apart from that, some of the amenities, which includes, we have a large infinity pool. We have kayaks, paddle boards, bicycles. We have one of the most beautiful piers that extends out with different pods where guests can relax. So even whenever we're fully booked, as of what happened right now in New Year's, the festive season, we're fully booked, but we would never see that a lot of the guests were, you would never fight for a chair at the beach because there's enough space for everybody and different spots. We also have a small little fitness center. A lot of people don't really come here to do any workout, but we have it there for the ones who might ask for that. And we also have our own tours and spa. So now we'll jump in a little bit into the experiential side. This is the villa where I'm at right now. That's the infinity pool. That's the pier, what I mentioned earlier. And just a little thought. If you see this white line here at the back, behind the pier, so this is the barrier reef. And when I say that Matachica is located right in front of the barrier reef, that's true. You can literally kayak 15 minutes away. We have a little buoy where you can tie your kayak there and snorkel. And it's incredible. You'll get to see everything that Belize has to offer from the marine life just off Matachica. And that's something that I am sure not a lot of places can boast about. As I mentioned, we do our own tours. So Matachica itself is its own DMC. And one of the things that I want to emphasize is that we would do all of these things for you or your clients whenever, the moment that they would book with us, we take care of everything. Even if they want us to take care of their flights or the boat transfers coming to the island, we would do that for you. And then we have a concierge team that would reach out to your guests or to you as the travel agents and discuss what are the different options that your clients can do. And we try to modify each and every experience for the type of guest. Obviously, we have different packages available, but a lot of guests would want to customize. That's not an issue. We can do so. So anything that has to do with snorkeling, fishing, Caye Day tours. Caye is our sister island. It's, I would say, 35 minutes away from Ambergris. We do daily tours that go, sorry, not daily tours, day tours that go to Caye, and then they will include also snorkeling, different stops. So you get to see different things while exploring the island as well. So we also, if I guess is only staying in Matachica, they also have the options to do mainland tours, which they would need to fly out to Belize City, and then they come back in the afternoon as well, right? Part of the experiences that you encounter at Matachica, there are things that we try to do on our own, such as the rum tasting, where guests get to see taste a little bit of rum. Belize is very well known for its rum because a lot of the agriculture, big portion of that is sugarcane, where we produce a lot of sugar. So out of the sugarcane, we also produce a lot of rum. We have things for guests to make sure that that they enjoy themselves. We have something called the Taco Tuesday with live music. And one of our most famous attractions is the Captain's Table, which we do Mondays and Fridays. So what is the Captain's Table? I would say it's a version of a Belizean treat. So we have two restaurants on property, Bistro and Mambo. Mambo is fine dining, Bistro is more regular. However, a lot of guests wanted to ask a lot about the real Belizean food and Belizean culture. So we decided to throw in this experience where guests get to taste a little bit of the different Belizean foods, obviously Matachica style. But the knockoff is that one of our staff is the one hosting it, and guests love the interaction with our staff. And the staff gets to explain a little bit of the food and their a little bit of their culture and how they are attached to their food as well. So that brings me to the second thing, which is the food and beverage program. So right after the pandemic, we decided that we needed some time to I would say fix our food and beverage program because we wanted to make sure that guests have a chance to taste a little bit about Belize and all their foods and flavors. So the owner's son, actually, the guy here with the dessert, his name is Steven Leiter, and then he brought his friends from France, but they both used to work at the French Laundry, and Steven itself is a graduate of the Culinary Institute of America. He's a pastry chef. So after the pandemic, they came and they decided to explore the food scene in Belize. And I remember the first time that they came in, it was very interesting because, coming from the French Laundry with all the training and coming to Matachica, they decided to make these very small, fancy plates and all of that. And as I said that won't work. So we sent them off to the rest of the country so that they can explore and taste Belizean food. And after that, they came back and they revamped the entire menu. So everything that we do have right now, it has Belizean touch in it with Belizean flavors, and we wanted to keep it that like that because we want authenticity in our food. So they created both menus with global techniques, but still very refined with all the Belizean taste in it. We also bring a lot of our trainings also come from people from outside, even in our bars. We have bring mixologists all the way from Montreal to train our bar staff. With different flavors using Belizean products. And we actually, there's a little picture for bidders here. We actually won Global Bidders Award with all the Belizean flavors. And these are experiences that we try to, if there's a word that would describe Matachica, I would say intentional. We think about every single thing that a lot of the guests would want, because every guest is very different. We cater to different type of people with dietary restrictions or allergies. So, we before making a reservation, some agencies called us and they was like, I have a guest that is celiac. Are you sure you're able to do that? Believe me, we do pull it off. During the New Year's break, I went into the kitchen and I saw the board and I saw so many dietary restrictions and allergies. And I'm like, how do you guys handle this? It looks like a nightmare, but these guys are ready for it. Anything that has to do with gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan, celiac, we do cater for all of that. And believe me, rest assured, your guests will be taken really, really good care of. Also, as the last thing that I wanted to sort of emphasize about Matachica, it a lot of the staff here have been for a very long time. They take good care of our guests. And one of the things that makes it very special, and if you guys ever go to our reviews, you will hear a lot of people talking about this staff. I myself am completing 16 years here at Matachica this week. And some of the staff have been here for 25 years. So believe me, when we think about this, we don't really think just about tourism. It's more about hospitality and welcoming people to our home. And I feel like that's what makes us very much attached to our guests, because you're just not room number 35. One of the interesting things is at Matachica, we have the room names called after tropical fruits. So while you're staying in mango, in passion fruit, or in guava, people greet you by your name when you arrive to the restaurant to have breakfast. And I feel like that's a big takeaway from a lot of our guests. And we do get a lot of repeat visitors coming over. And it's always good to welcome them back. So that's just one little thing that I wanted to bring about. So now we go to Gaïa Riverlodge. So Gaïa Riverlodge, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's located in the mainland. It's very, very close to the western border to Guatemala. So whether you're coming through the international airport or whether you're coming in through Guatemala, through the western border, we also can make that arrangement for you. However, if you decide that you want to do it on your own, there are car rentals available. And honestly, Belize is a very, very small country. So most of the the highways are like one. It's not, when you go to Houston and you see all those intersections, you get lost and crazy. Belize, believe me, we don't even have intersections. We have like one main road and they have signs everywhere. So there is no way to get lost. So whenever you arrive at the international airport, as I mentioned, you can get one of our guides to pick you up there. And on your transition to Gaïa, which is, I would say, 2 to 2.5 hours driving, you can also stop, do tours. There's the Belize Zoo on the main highway. You can also do tours like cave tubing, zip lining, all of that while you go to Gaïa. Once you arrive at Gaïa, then you will get to immerse into the mountains. And this is one of our nicer pictures, because it shows this is the main lobby here. But Gaïa is perched on top of a mountain overlooking the Mountain Pine Ridge Forest Reserve, which is one of the biggest reserves in the country. Most of the rooms have these amazing porches where you can just sit and relax. Even in the morning, we do coffee service both at Matachica and Gaïa. We do not do room service. That's one thing that I forgot to mention earlier. And the reason is because the rooms have thatched roofs, and we don't want a lot of insects and a lot of rodents to go in. So we try to prevent that, but we do coffee service in the morning. However, if there is any guest that has any mobility issues or is not feeling good, we will make the exception for your guest. All right. And this is more or less the casitas. So it's 16 private casitas, all of them individually. Gaïa, one of the things I want to mention, Gaïa does not have air condition in the rooms. However, we do have panoramic windows where a lot of the fresh air comes in. And in the mainland, it gets really cool at night. So we do have standing fans in the rooms. At Matachica, yes, we do have ACs, if that was something I forgot to mention. But the views itself and the coolness and even the water itself is cold. So if you see this here, the waterfall, it's called the Five Sisters Waterfall. Before Gaïa became Gaïa, it was actually called Five Sisters Lodge. And then when the owner bought it in 2012 and became Gaïa, we rebranded it, but the restaurant is still named Five Sisters Restaurant. So what does Gaïa offer in terms of amenities? We do have mountain bikes. We have a spa, down at the waterfall. We have indoor and outdoor restaurant. And one of the most beautiful areas out there is this is the waterfall right in front. The dining area, we have a big organic garden, right? And it's a big takeaway. Why? Because a lot of guests do enjoy taking the time to visit the garden. This guy here at the bottom, his name is Mr. Sam, and he does a lot of the produce there. He has his own fertilizer, and he actually sends produce to Matachica for our restaurant. But apart from that, Gaïa itself is one of the most immersive places because even while you're there, you sometimes you don't even feel that you're in Belize. You might feel that you're somewhere very, very remote. Yes, it's remote, but it's very, very immersive. If you want to go there to disconnect, believe me, you just go there to the waterfalls. We actually have a tram that goes down, and we also have stairs for people who want to get a little bit on the adventure. And we also have the version of our captain's table at Gaïa. At Gaïa, it's called the Culture table, which is Creole for cultural table. But even the menus there is very different, and the menu for that part is very regional to Gaïa, which is mainland food. And Matachica features a lot more seafood. All right. What are the different activities that you can do around Gaïa? So close to Gaïa, it's mountains, waterfalls, Mayan ruins. As I mentioned, the largest Mayan ruin in the country is called Caracol, and it's just 45 minutes away from Gaïa. So you get to explore a lot of Mayan ruins, the cave tubing, zip lining, and all of that can be done through us. Like I said, there are packages that we have that include all of them. But if guests really just want to book their rooms and book while there, you can feel free to do so as well. All right. Apart from that, Gaïa itself is very immersive in terms of culture. There's a lot of the Mayan population that is still there. So they have other experiences in nearby villages where you can do cooking classes, pottery making classes, chocolate making classes. For those that want a little bit more experience, there's a women's cooperative that work together, and you can make your own corn tortillas around. So for me, that's one of the most experiential parts of that side of Belize, because you get to interact a lot with more people. There is canoeing, zip lining, hiking, birding. Gaïa actually has its own magician. One of the staff there, he likes to play with cards, and he entertains the people at the end of the night with his deck of cards. every time me and Steven are out in the US or traveling, he's like, bring me these cars. I need this type of things that I find online because he likes to impress guests with that. So even at Gaia, the staff is amazing and everybody learns everybody by their name. And I feel like that's one of the beautiful parts of these both properties because you get to interact a lot with the guests and really our guests really, really love that. Lastly, I think we do make a lot of work with the community to make a difference. Both properties do that. We do a lot of the green stuff, especially at Gaia, the sustainability. As I mentioned at the beginning, sustainability is a big part of our DNA. So we do a lot of collaborations with the community as well. And now to the awards, one of the most interesting parts, Gaia is the only resort in Belize to have not only one Michelin star restaurant, but Michelin keys, but two. So that was something very, very big for us because as a small little country and getting two Michelin keys on its first year, it was incredible. And Gaia was one of them. And apart from that, well, we have the TripAdvisor, Condé Nast Travel and Leisure, World Travel Awards. And it's good to note that Matachica and Gaia as well are both part of the Small Luxury Hotels collection. So this is something that, the standards of luxury, service, and sustainability is something that's, part of our DNA and part of the Belizean culture as well. All right. So just before I do the whole question and answers, Gaia and Matachica are both barefoot luxury properties. What is it that makes it perfect for us? The whole combination of having a bit of both sides of Belize for me is very interesting because you get to explore not only the mainland part of Belize, the adventure part of that, but also if you want to do all the adventure and then come to Matachica and then just relax and take it in at the spa or do a little snorkel or just relax at the beach, this is one of the best things. We have a very popular package called the Reef and Rainforest package. It's actually our most famous one because believe me, it includes the moment you arrive, they pick you up at the airport to the moment that Matachica drops you off at the airport, sending you back home. So everything that we do, we like I said, we do it very intentional, and we are properties where, like I mentioned, adults only, but we do celebrate milestones, celebrate anniversaries. Lately, we've been having a lot of solo travelers coming to both properties, which I find very, very interesting because sometimes people just want to fully disconnect. And a final reminder, we're our own DMC. We can book everything through us. Everything is commissionable. So feel free. Alex would be sending your contact information. I think Josh would also be sending the contact information there. So any other questions, feel free. As a destination, Belize is a very, very beautiful country. Very, very small in population, like I mentioned, but it's very rich. How we say it here in Belize, it's unbelievable. So I guess that's it for me. I mean, if I'm not sure
We
if I
we do have one question, and I'm trying to find it. Where did it go, Sherry? ah, hold on one second. Sherry asks, "What's your favorite hidden gem in Belize that her clients would love to see? What's something that you're not gonna like be able to Google, or more something special?"
for me, one of the most special things, especially on the mainland, I would say. So I'll give you a little an example. We had this guest last month. She was popular back in Canada. She's one of those celebrities, and she is like, I don't want anybody to know who I am, blah blah blah. Believe me, if you want to to get away from everybody, for people not to know you, Belize is the spot because here we treat every guest the same. So if you're an artist or if you're any other people, people will be friendly with you either way. But one of the food itself, one thing that blows a lot of people's mind, because as I mentioned, it incorporates both cultures, the Caribbean culture and the Central Latin American culture. So that's something that I'm sure your guests will like. And that's not something easy to find. The barrier reef on this side of the island as well. It's, believe me, Matachica, 15 minutes kayak away. It's not something that you would get in any other place in the world. And I'm being serious about it. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And then
Welcome.
another thing that I know would be a private tour of the Caracol would be another thing that your clients would love to see.
Yeah, so Gaïa does that. We do group tours, but we also do a lot of the private tours. And like I mentioned, there are days when we have guests go to Caracol, and you could be the only one there. We had the last year, one of the guests proposed to his fiance in front of the Mayan temple, and they were the only ones there. So believe me, how incredible that is. I don't think you can do that in other parts of the world where, in front of a Mayan temple and you ask, will you marry me? So, yeah.
And then how far is the Caracol from the property?
45 minutes away from Gaïa.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And then what would be, since it's so intimate, how far in advance do you recommend clients to book?
It all depends. So Belize runs in different seasons. So the slow season, how I would say it, is very correlated to the entire Caribbean with the hurricane season, which runs from June to November. So that's sort of the slow season. And then the high season is, November. Once Thanksgiving hits onwards, all the way until May, then that's where we get a lot of our bookings. So there are some people that literally have booked their stay for December of this year. A lot of the popular ones at Matachica would be the beachfronts or the villas, and then at Gaïa would be the ones with have the waterfall view site. So they're right in front of the waterfall view. So believe me, you don't even need anything to sleep, not even sleeping pills, because you sleep at the sound of the water at the waterfall.
So. Sorry, what was the last one? When would you recommend booking to avoid the biggest threat of sargassum?
It all depends. The Caribbean has been hit, and I'll be really sincere, has been hit seriously last in 2025 or biggest one. We still do not. I can't tell exactly because things are changing. This year, even in December, we had rain, which is very unusual. But we had a perfect summer. So the Sargasso month that was really bad was in June, July. So what we do when it comes to the island at Matachica, whenever we have the Sargassum influx, of course, we do our best to clean it and to make sure that our guests are still able to go on a snorkeling tour, because once you're out on the water, it doesn't affect. But we also do complimentary transfers to the western part of the island, which is called the Secret Beach area. They have beautiful beaches around, or we would take you to Caye to the western side as well. So I would say, this year hit us really bad in June, July. So those are the months that, I from experience. But I can't predict if this coming year is going to be the same. It's been changing a lot lately. So
perfect. All right. Well, we will still have somebody monitoring the chat, but we are going to move on to our quiz portion. So if everyone can open up their chat, I'm going to be sharing a link that you can be able to participate. I do apologize in advance if I do butcher any of these words, but we're gonna share this right now. Let's see. I got to remember how to use this as well. Okay, let's see.
let's see if everybody paid attention.
Can everybody see the link? Does everybody see the link, or do I need to resend it? You should be able to open the link that's in the chat. I don't see any participants here yet. Oh, maybe I need to launch it first. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now more people are in. All right. Sorry. User error, guys. This is a new program that we're using, but it's fun. Christy, do you see? Let me share it one more time just in the chat. We've got 27 people.
Do we click that?
Give it a couple more seconds. Sorry, what?
Do we click that join button in there?
Yeah, it's in the chat. Just you got to click on open and join.
Okay.
And guys, you get 20 seconds to answer. This goes by how many questions you get right, as well as timing on how quick you click on it. I am a slow reader, so if you guys want to go ahead and read the questions quicker than me, go for it. I will do my best. Okay, we've got 30 people in. I'm going to give it another 5 seconds before we begin. All right, we are going to get started with the first question. And the people from Belize, please do not answer them because you'll get them all right. Ready? First question. The second longest barrier reef in the world is located less than 500 yards from which hotel property? Is it Turtle Inn, Palencia Hotel, Fort George Hotel, or Matachica Resort and Spa? 8 seconds. Notice how I have my quiz voice going. I should have had a career in the radio, maybe. All right. And the correct answer, 100% correct. The leaderboard, we've got Pam Witten, got it correct, and Leslie and Carmel. Oh my God, 3 battling at 6 seconds, getting it correct. Next question. Everybody ready? These species of fish, a favorite by fly fishermen, are plentiful in Belizean waters. Is it the permit snapper grouper, shark permit barracuda, tarpon permit bonefish, or snapper tarpon tuna? That is a tongue twister, everyone. Anyone can read that better than me? Good for you. All right, let's see. We have 38% people. Let's see who got it right. It is the tarpon permit bonefish. Leslie in the lead. All right, next question. The tallest mine ruin site in Belize, located 45 minutes away from Gaïa Riverlodge, is called Luminani, Caracol, Tikal, or Mayan Princess. Lock in those answers. We've got 7 seconds. All right. And Caracol is the correct answer. Leslie's still in the lead. Carmel coming behind. Let's see if we can get anybody to change positions over here. Next question. The UNESCO Heritage City located in Belize neighborhood in Guatemala is ideal add-on to a Belize vacation. Is it Guatemala City, Flores, Tikal, or Antigua? Ooh, this one's going to throw some people off. Let's see, 5 seconds. And the correct answer is Antigua. Carmel taking the lead. Okay, let's see. Next question, everyone. Which fauna is not found in Belize? Pictures could also be tricky. Don't trust the pictures. Is it the jaguar, tapir, the toucan, or the zebra? 7 seconds. 85% people got it correct. The answer is a zebra. All right, Carmel still in the lead. Trish is coming for you. Better watch out. Which of the following is not a cultural community of Belize? Garfuna, Portuguese, Mestizo, or Maya? How am I doing, Jorge? Yesterday's practice, I was like, huh? All right. And the correct answer is Portuguese. Question number 7. Trisha leading the board. All right. Next question. Which airport do Matachica captains meet their guests? Is it Belize International Airport, Placencia Airport, San Pedro Airport, or Belize Municipal Airport? This could be a trick question, everyone. What is it? 5 seconds. 52 people, 52% people got the question correct. It is the San Pedro Airport. Trisha is still in the lead. Regina's coming for you. You better watch out. All right. Next question. What activities are not offered en route from Belize Airport to Mountain Pine Ridge? Is it the zoo, cave tubing, zip lining, or snorkeling? Oh, we've got almost a 50-50 here. 58%. I like how it shows like the percentage live. 1 second. All right. And it is snorkeling. Stephanie taking the lead. Look how quickly that goes. All right. Next up. What is the name of the only Belizean hotel ever awarded 2 Michelin keys? Mahogany Bay, Grand Caraïbe, Gaïa Riverlodge, or Hidden Valley Inn? Okay, if everyone gets this question wrong, you're not invited to the fam trip. All right, it is Gaia River Lodge. Stephanie in the lead. Next question. Last question. Which of the following cities does not offer direct flight to Belize? Is it Montreal, Minneapolis, Boston, or Miami?
It's a tricky one.
This is a trick one, and I deleted some key ones as well to make it even more trickier. Whoa. All right. And the answer is Boston. All right, let's see who won. Stephanie Baker, you have won. Amazing. Thank you so much. Stephanie, please I will shoot you an email, but let us know if you want to do a Amazon gift card, Zelle, Venmo, whatever works for you. Just put it in the chat and we will take care of that.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
All right. Again, everybody, reminder, the Muse Collection does have a new website. I'm going to, once I can find the chat, where did it go? Where did the chat disappear? All right. We have a new website. So please check it out. We also have our Muse VIP form in there that you can VIP all your partners. Please make sure to always CC someone from the Muse team so we can make sure all your clients are taken care of. On behalf of the Muse and Cameo Collection, I want to thank you, Jorge, for everything. We look forward to seeing you in Texas. From everybody who's in Texas, you will meet him in 2 weeks, as well as Steven. Maybe he'll have pastries for us, maybe not, but we could only hope. But we look forward to seeing you. Have a great rest of the week, and we will send out this recording after. Have a great day.
You too, and I hope you guys love Belize. You better Belize it.
You better believe it. Thank you, everyone.